This is ABC7 News at 5. Your Suncoast News. We're here for you.
Good evening, I'm Haley Wilkes.
And I'm Scott Dennis. Thanks so much for being with us. Our top story tonight, a Manatee County infant is recovering tonight, and his mother and her boyfriend are charged with child neglect.
ABC7's Bobeth Yates has more details about this disturbing incident that left the child in the hospital with burns. Bobeth.
Well, it should have been a regular shower and putting the child down to bed, but instead an attempt to wash up resulted in the infant getting second-degree burns. The incident took place last Friday, and according to the incident report, the child's mom, Kayla Zarvis, and her boyfriend, Dennis Ziprin, were there. Ziprin was left to babysit the child. Ziprin told officials that he took a shower with the one-year-old and left him in the tub. A few minutes later, Ziprin says the child began to cry, and when he went back to the bathroom to get him, then he noticed the water was scalding hot, and the baby had burns on his face, his buttocks, genitals, and inner thighs. Now, Manatee County Sheriff officials say the neglect didn't stop there.
They realize the burns are starting to blister. So they go to a local Walmart to get some ointment to put on the burns. Well, lo and behold, after all this, they leave the child in the car. They go into Walmart for approximately 25 minutes, come back, then go home, then finally realize that this is very serious. They need to get this young boy to the hospital.
Now, both Zarvis and Ziprin have been charged with child neglect with great bodily harm and are expected to be in court in November. Now, the child has since been transferred to Tampa General Hospital with second-degree burns and is in their burn center. Back to you.
All right, thank you, Bobeth. New developments tonight involving an Alabama man accused of kidnapping a 4-year-old girl from her Florida home. 31-year-old West Wild Hogs now faces a federal charge. The U.S. Attorney's Office in Tampa saying Hoggs has been indicted on a kidnapping charge, which could carry a life sentence. Hoggs was arrested at a Memphis hospital last week after 2 workers recognized him and the little girl from an Amber Alert. Authorities say Hoggs took Rebecca Little from her Polk County home 2 days earlier. The girl was not hurt, and after Hoggs was arrested, Little was reunited with her family.
Suncoast Congressman Vern Buchanan is asking Congress for help to control red tide in local waters. Tens of thousands of dead fish have been washing ashore in Sarasota and Manatee counties as a result of red tide. Congressman Buchanan says it's harming the Suncoast environment and the economy. He plans to urge congressional leaders to include funding to combat these algae blooms when he returns to Washington next month.
A 5th travel-related Zika case has now been reported in Sarasota County. The Florida Department of Health saying the Sarasota County case is one of 2 new cases reported yesterday. Manatee County officials have reported 4 travel-related cases since the outbreak began, and Charlotte County has had 1. No one on the Suncoast has contracted the virus from local mosquitoes. For most people, the symptoms of the Zika virus are fairly mild, but it can cause devastating birth defects in pregnant women.
And now it's time to get a check on our forecast and head over to Bob. I noticed that there's a little bit of humidity missing, Bob.
Yeah, beautiful day again today, albeit on the warm side. Temperatures still into the upper 80s to near 90 degrees, but with some comfortable humidity readings. Winds out of the northwest at 13, the pressure 2986, and that is slightly falling right now as high pressure starting to move out of here a little bit, and there is an approaching cold front that is going to be making its way in our general direction. You can see it now slicing through Kentucky, Tennessee, all the way down into Louisiana and out into Texas. Now this continues to push to the southeast, and it is going to move through. It's not going to get held up across North Florida, and this one's going to blow on by and really give us a nice cool weekend ahead. Right now some showers down to our south. You can see that near Fort Myers, near Sanibel Island. And boy, the air is really dry out ahead of this front, so we're not anticipating any significant rainfall once it moves through. And things will stay dry overnight. We're looking at generally fair skies. We'll have much more in our forecast, obviously. Talk a little bit more about that system over the Bahamas and whether that's going to develop. As far as our overnight forecast, the hourly temperatures look like this. We'll drop down into the upper 60s by 5 a.m. And that's pretty much it. And then we'll start to warm up one more day for some warm temperatures. We'll have more in the forecast, as I said, coming up in just a few minutes. Back to you.
Thank you, Bob. ABC7 business commentator Richard Stern is joining us now, and he's here to tell us that we had a very quiet day on Wall Street. Richard.
Haley, you're absolutely right, and so much for a huge Wall Street reaction to last night's debate. I'm afraid it was basically a non-reaction. The biggest move we saw by any of the three indices we follow was less than 1/4%. Now, we did have a 120-point range top to bottom. The Dow was down 76 points at the low. It was up by 20-some points at the high. But at the end of the day, as you'll see, the end result, debate or not, was pretty much nothing at all. Let's take a look at the final figures. There you see the Dow, and that's the biggest move of the day, down 22/100%. That's down 40 points at 18,162.35 on volume of 709 million shares. The NASDAQ down not even 1/10%, 4.5 points at 5,241.83. That on volume of 1,616 million shares. And the S&P down as well, just a little over 0.1%, less than 3 points at 2,141.34. Well, for years, American Express has said, don't leave home without it. Well, guess what? Many of you are listening because American Express announced much better than anticipated earnings. Revenues were higher. Earnings per share went up substantially. They earned $1.20 a share in the quarter versus what had been the Wall Street consensus of just 97 cents a share. The company also said they're looking for a substantial increase in earnings next year. And all of this despite the fact that American Express and Costco went separate ways. If you shop at Costco, you now know you can only use your Visa card. But that being said, American Express apparently is coming out the other side just about okay. And I say that because their stock today, which is part of the Dow, is up by more than 9%. So that's a big move for a big company.
And Richard, you also have some late news on Microsoft.
Talking about a big company, I guess so. And this was after the close, so you're going to see the results of it tomorrow. But Microsoft, much like what we saw with American Express, came out with much better than expected earnings. So you could be seeing a pretty strong Friday thanks to MSFT.
All right, Richard, thank you so much for the update.
You're welcome.
Still to come tonight on your Suncoast News, could the water crisis in Flint, Michigan been avoided? New information that shows the Environmental Protection Agency could have intervened sooner.
And ABC7 Chief Meteorologist Bob Harrigan will be back with your full weather forecast. Plus, new research showing a disability is no longer an excuse to avoid working out. How those with poor health can still get in some exercise.
Since 1972, Sleep King has provided quality mattresses and accessories at the best discounted prices available. Top brands like Simmons, Sealy, Serta, Beautyrest, iComfort, and more. With available free delivery, free financing, and free setup and removal. For a comfortable night's sleep with same-day delivery, even if we have to carry it on our backs. Trust Sleep King of Sarasota. Buy it today, sleep on it tonight.
The celebration is heating up and the prices just keep getting better during the Jeep Celebration event going on now at Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota. Come shop the area's largest selection of Jeep Grand Cherokees or get big savings on a new Jeep Cherokee for as little as $19,999. Stop by today and drive away in a brand new Jeep Compass for just $15,999. Better prices, bigger selection. Go to Sunset Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram in Sarasota.
Being the caregiver for my husband is truly a blessing, but sometimes it's easy to lose a part of myself. To be my best, for him and for me, it's important to have time to be able to recharge. When I called Tidewell Hospice, they gave me the chance to do just that. They helped me find the time to care for myself, all the while with the peace of mind of knowing my husband is in the very best hands. Tidewell Hospice, it's more than you think.
Types of timber, cuts of meat, cooking times, temperatures, rubs, seasonings, sauces. You name it, they know it. That's what makes them who they are, Sonny's Pitmasters. And proud of it. Come get some baby back ribs at Sonny's Barbecue. On their own or paired with favorites like jalapeno cheddar hot links or pulled or sliced pork plus 2 sides and bread. Sonny's Barbecue. Local Pitmasters since '68.
Today, everyone is looking for carpeting that lasts longer. G. Fried has you covered with Karastan. With a legacy of quality and integrity, we provide you with a huge selection of Karastan carpets with exclusive lifetime limited warranties. All installed by our highly skilled, highly knowledgeable team. Come ask us why Karastan is the best and most durable. G-Freed Flooring America. Our world is at your feet.
If you have a suspicion for harboring prostate cancer, we have a way of diagnosing by using an exquisite instrument called three-dimensional color flow power Doppler ultrasound. Using this system, we can identify abnormalities within the prostate that you could otherwise never detect. The Dotoli Cancer Center is the only center in the southeastern United States which has this technology. If you have prostate cancer, we will find it.
The battle for the Iraqi city of Mosul forges ahead.
Iraqi and Kurdish forces, with the support of the U.S., are fighting to push ISIS out of Iraq's second largest city. The country's prime minister says the offensive is going more quickly than expected. Aid agencies are now warning about the dangers for civilians fleeing the besieged city.
It is completely unsafe, very risky, a very risky journey. They are faced with this impossible choice: either stay where they are or risk their lives going out.
ISIS militants are torching oil fields for cover. The coalition forces still have a ways to go before reaching the city limits, and that's where they expect the most fierce fighting.
Some alarming news about the water crisis in Flint, Michigan. The Environmental Protection Agency's internal watchdog says the EPA had enough information to issue an emergency order to protect residents of Flint from lead-contaminated water as early as June of 2015. That's 7 months before it declared an emergency there. An inspector says the Flint crisis should have generated a greater sense of urgency at the EPA to intervene. Flint's drinking water became tainted when the city began drawing from the Flint River in 2014 to save money. Regulators failed to ensure the water was treated properly, and lead from aging pipes leached into the water supply. Manatee County Chamber of Commerce is looking to take some people to Peru. The 9-day trip will begin with a flight out of Tampa on April 26th. The trip will end May 4th. Prices start at a little more than $3,000. That includes hotel, meals, and excursions. It's open to the public, and an information session about the trip will be held tonight at the Chamber's Bradenton office, starting in just a few minutes at about 5:45. If you want to take a trip to Peru.
I do, yeah.
Yeah, that'd be
if I
nice.
had the time off and the money and all that, I'd be signing up.
Looking pretty good there. Looking great here. A lot of people taking trips to the Suncoast
Yes,
here
they
in the
are.
upcoming months, too. Things are looking pretty good here today, albeit on the warm side. Lakewood Ranch, beautiful out there today. Lots of sunshine, just a few fair weather cumulus clouds moving across the sky, and no real threat of any significant rainfall around here, and it looks like it'll stay that way overnight. We are looking currently at fair skies, and temperatures still pretty warm, though, into the mid-80s up and down the coast. And radar picture fairly inactive along the Sun Coast. We've had some showers along the southeast coast, and you can see that down near the Keys, all that pushing off toward the southwest right now. Not much right here along the immediate west coast from Manatee, Sarasota into Charlotte counties. Eastern Charlotte County, there's one lone shower there pushing to the southwest. Should miss Punta Gorda. Not much in Hardy County or Highlands County at this time. Currently at the airport, we have fair skies, and the dew point is at 68. Humidity 58%, winds are out of the northwest at 13, and the pressure now 29.86 inches. Temperatures around the state, it's 80 in Jacksonville, 82 in Orlando, 76 now into Miami and Key West at 84. Temperatures around town a little bit warmer as you push down south into Punta Gorda. It's 87 there, Arcadia as well. 82 though, comfortable with a little northwest wind. A sea breeze has developed. Right near the coast, 81 now in Venice, 80 in Inglewood, and 85 in Wauchula, Sebring at 84, and the Gulf of Mexico temperature, water temperature at 80. That'll change, though, significantly. By Monday, it should be down into the mid-70s, possibly as a result of this cold front moving through. Highs tomorrow will top out into the mid to upper 80s for the most part, lots of sunshine. And that'll be the last day, I think, at least for a while, for temperatures to be above average. We go below average beginning Saturday and sticking around throughout early next week. Well, in the tropics, we continue to watch this system spinning here east of the Bahamas. Now, the Hurricane Center has given us a little lower chance of developing earlier today as a result of some stronger winds around, but we'll watch it nonetheless. Even if it were to form, it's not going to have an impact on us. You can see the rotation quite clearly on this satellite imagery. Right there it is. A lot of deep convection to the west of the center. It's starting to get a little bit better organized. You can see that quite clearly. It's all about timing, though. If this front comes down before it can get organized, then the chances of it developing into a tropical system is very weak at that as a result of a strong shear and kind of catching it and pushing it off to the northeast. Eventually that will happen, though, regardless if it forms or not. Water temperature is still very warm. We have officially a month and just a week and a half or so before the end comes for the hurricanes season for 2016. Well, there it goes. The low pressure area moves over to the north. The cooler air moves in over the weekend. And not much chance for any significant rainfall. 59 in Boston now. Green Bay at 50. It's 59 in Salt Lake City, 61 in Denver. Temperature starting to cool down even into Texas. Dallas now at 76. Yesterday at this time they were at 90. And Atlanta 85 degrees. New Orleans at 88. So all this hot air right here will eventually move on out of here once the front moves through on Friday night. For boaters, winds out of the north, turning to the northwest at 10 to 15 knots. Seas will be right around 2 feet. Now, mariners, keep in mind that over the weekend, those winds and seas are going to be much higher as a result of that frontal passage. Friday, the high temperature near the beaches, 87 degrees. Water will be at, the water temperature staying at 80 right now, but will cool significantly, I think, over the weekend. Low tide upcoming, 9:57 for Sarasota Bay. Sunset will be just before 7 p.m. Mostly fair, mild, 69 for a low. Then for tomorrow, look for fair skies, a cold front late, another warm day, high 87. It will turn a bit breezier in the afternoon, and then the extended forecast, something we've all been waiting for a long time, cooler temperatures, and that happens Saturday through Tuesday of next week. Back to more average temperatures by Wednesday. Scott?
Bob, thank you. Now to Suncoast traffic watch. Right now we're seeing traffic backed up on US 41 in the northbound lanes right near Fruitville Road. Otherwise, looking pretty good at this hour. And if you get updates on road conditions or accidents on the Suncoast 24 hours a day, you can do it by downloading our app. Just search for ABC7 Sarasota. You will get notifications about crashes and road closures, all sent directly to your smartphone.
Thank you, Scott. In health news tonight, regular stretching may help to boost cardiovascular fitness in people who can't exercise because of surgery or poor health. That's according to a small study in the American Journal of Physical Medicine and Rehabilitation. A single 40-minute session of static whole-body stretching significantly improved arterial function in the upper and lower body in relatively inactive young men. Researchers say doing these stretches frequently may lead to long-term artery changes and be a safe alternative to aerobic exercise. An annual report released this week suggests about 56% of U.S. adults with a mental illness still do not receive treatment. The nonprofit Mental Health America reported that 40 million Americans are dealing with a mental illness such as depression or anxiety. Despite initiatives to increase care, 19% of adults with mental illness in states that didn't expand Medicaid remain uninsured. And 13% of these adults in states that did expand Medicaid also remain uninsured. Florida ranked number 28 on the list of the best states for mental health care. The government panel says preteens only need to get 2 rounds of the HPV vaccine instead of the previously recommended 3. The Advisory Committee on Immunization Practices made this recommendation this week. CDC officials usually adopt the panel's advice and send it to doctors and the public. Studies show the 2 doses work best when spaced 6 to 12 months apart, which means they can be given at annual checkups. Advocates hope this increases the use of the vaccine, which can prevent many cancers in men and women. The panel is sticking to 3 doses for anyone who doesn't get their first shot until they turn 15, until more studies are done. Coming up next, one lucky bald eagle owes his wings to a Florida state trooper after colliding with a Jeep. And everywhere you turn, there's a reminder that it's an election year. We know that, but guess what? The zoo is in on it too. The tight race between 2 animals hoping to be named Chief of the Wild. That's next.
The all-new mysuncoast.com. Just another way we're here for you.
For your plumbing, electrical, or air conditioning, and services is qualified, and service calls are free. And services.com. AND services.com.
Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Make your holidays sparkle with style. Browse our amazing showroom, cute collectible cottages, and beautiful Christmas displays. Find the inspiration, selection, and quality you need to deck the halls merry and bright. Christmas Traditions also features the area's largest selection of quality pre-lit Christmas trees, every size, shape, and color, and plenty of decorations to make your home shine for the holidays. Christmas Traditions by LuxArt Silks, where more is merrier. Visit us on New 301, just a quarter-mile north of University Parkway.
They're coming from Tampa, Fort Myers, even Orlando. They're coming from everywhere for the Sarasota Ford Promise. We promise we're more than a dealership. We're a destination with a movie theater, massage room, aquarium, cafe, and more. We promise to give you top dollar for your trade, even if you don't buy from us. And if you do, we promise you the best deal. Bring us any competitor's ad and we'll beat it by at least $1,000. That's why they're coming from everywhere to Sarasota Ford, where 41 meets 301. SarasotaFord.com.
Is your old garage door stuck or broken? Would a new one give you a lift? Let Precision Door Overhead Garage Door Service of Sarasota come to the rescue with prompt and affordable repair service. Replacement doors come with an array of styles and colors, and they are rated to meet and exceed Florida standards. From estimates to installation, your satisfaction is our priority. If you're not 100% satisfied with any product, service, or installation, we will make it right, because Precision Door Service is a name you can trust.
Getting older shouldn't mean giving up all the things she loves to do. It should just mean, well, finding new ways to do them. Right at Home's professional team thoughtfully selects caregivers to provide help with personal care, housekeeping, and of course, meal preparation.
Oh, that smells so good. Oh, and it tastes good too.
We can provide the right care right at home.
Sarasota Opera presents Donizetti's Don Pasquale. 6 performances from October 28th through November 13th. Reserve your tickets at sarasotaopera.org.
A manhunt continues at this hour in the city of Venice.
Right now, police are searching for a man they believe tried to steal 2 cars and severely beat a woman at a gas station. ABC7's Christopher Brantley has the details on the suspect and where he may be. Christopher.
According to the Venice police, last night a man attempted to steal a car here in the Publix parking lot on the island of Venice. He was unsuccessful.
While we were en route to that call, we also received an additional 911 call of an injured female at San Marco and the trail, the Shell station right there.
The woman was beaten. She was taken to Sarasota Memorial Hospital and is in serious condition. It's believed she worked at this massage parlor across the street and may have known the suspect. The man then attempted unsuccessfully to steal a pickup truck. Police began searching but quickly lost the man last night. This morning they continued their search, but first they put Venice Elementary and Venice High School in lockdown.
I would have definitely had some reservations about sending her to school, or at least maybe taking her there and dropping her off.
Venice High parent John Bain says he wishes he would have known sooner that this search was going on.
When something like this happens, maybe there's a better way to let the residents know.
The public was not informed of the search for a suspected dangerous criminal until 11:21 this morning via a press release. 15 hours after that first 911 call. The city's mayor is unhappy.
When did you find out about this?
11:23.
Today?
Yes.
How does that make you feel considering there's been a manhunt going on in your city?
I have an appointment with the city manager to discuss it.
In a press conference late this afternoon, the chief of police defending the decision to not release information sooner.
I feel like we did a very thorough job of searching him, searching that area. So right now it looks like he's probably was able to leave the area. He basically ran in the opposite direction of the high school. So.
And just to reiterate, in that press conference earlier today, the police chief said he does not think the suspect is still in the area, and he said he does not believe there is an active threat to the community.
City officials in Portland, Oregon say a natural gas explosion could have been much worse if it was not for the speedy work of first responders. A construction crew working at a busy shopping district hit a gas line yesterday morning, sparking an explosion. But right before that explosion, firefighters and police officers were able to get the site cleared. 8 people were hurt. Some business owners near the blast say they lost everything, and people in the neighborhood are left with plenty of damage to clean up.
It's still a shock to the system. It's unbelievable that something like this can happen.
Had I been there, that would have been bad. We're happy that we can come in, but we got a mess to clean up, yeah.
Despite the damage, firefighters are being praised by the mayor, saying their work saved the lives of many people. A Florida state trooper had an extra passenger with him on the turnpike earlier this week. He ended up rescuing an American bald eagle. The majestic bird flew into the path of a Jeep Cherokee, striking its windshield, and was a bit stunned by the impact. The driver was not hurt, but Trooper Julio Velez saw the eagle and then rescued him from the side of the road. He placed the bird in his patrol car and called Animal Rescue. The bird's now recovering at the Birds of Prey Center.
This is a catch you have to see to believe. 2 fishermen hauled a giant lobster off the coast of Bermuda this week. It weighs 14 pounds. The men believe rough surf from Hurricane Nicole may have brought the lobster closer to shore. They took pictures to guarantee bragging rights, but decided not to keep it, and they did put it back in the water. The man who caught it says he's been diving for about 15 years and will probably never see a lobster this big again. The presidential race has come down to a bird and a wolf. That's right. Denali the wolf and George the magpie are both running for the next president of the Alaska Zoo. And people there are really taking it seriously, posting signs and holding campaigns. Visitors can even cast votes. The election benefits the entire zoo, and all the money goes back to the animals. There's also a third party running, Apoon the polar bear. He's the incumbent, but his numbers are not as good as his challengers.
Zoo wants to change,
Yeah.
sounds like, huh?
They want something different. Well, still to come on your Suncoast News, the future of solar power in Florida.
Why some say the Amendment 1 measure is misleading and only in favor of utilities. The debate coming up.
Gold fever has once again swept the nation, and everyone is rushing to Florida to strike it doubly rich. Introducing the $5 million Gold Rush Doubler. We're doubling cash prizes for over $752 million in payouts, and 36 prizes from $1 million to $5 million. The Florida Gold Rush is on. The Florida Lottery, just imagine.
The kitchen is where life happens. Minnesota Flooring now offers a wide variety of beautiful quality craft-made cabinetry to make sure the heart of your home reflects your style. Visit us today.
At Sunset Subaru in Sarasota, you'll always get the most for your money. More years, more miles, more 2016 IIHS Top Safety Pick Plus winners than any other brand. And right now, you can lease the most award-winning small SUV on the planet. A new 2017 Subaru Forester for just $209 a month. Or get 0% financing. Complimentary maintenance included at Sunset Subaru in Sarasota. Get more for your money. Go to Sunset Subaru in Sarasota.
They took that stress and that tension when I was particularly feeling very bad after that nasty car accident, and it was such a relief to know that I didn't have to bear that burden alone, that I had help.
Our goal is to not just get a satisfactory settlement on their case. We want them up on their feet, happy again. They've gotten their life back.
Whether you're a homeowner looking for a professional installation or a contractor looking for top quality products, Sarasota Glass and Mirror can meet your every need.
For 42 years, Sarasota Glass and Mirror has been the area's premier supplier and installer of quality glass products for your home or business. As an authorized PGT WinGuard dealer, we know how to protect your home with everything from the PGT WinGuard impact-resistant windows and doors to shower enclosures and decorative mirrors. The Sarasota Glass and Mirror team has the knowledge to tackle any project.
You only have one life. Are you gambling with it? 1 in 3 adults have high blood pressure. Not knowing your numbers could cause you to lose, big time. Luckily, you can turn the odds in your favor by getting your blood pressure checked today. Don't leave your health to chance. Learn more at heart.org/HPB.